Hello everyone, welcome back to the Anime Iceberg. I'm Megan.
And I'm Meg.
And we're back to talk about Dr. Stone, episode 64, Science is Elegant.
Yeah, in this episode, Stanley orders Luna to infiltrate the Perseus and identify Dr. Taiju. Things go sideways when it turns out to be a little too easy.
Yes.
And obviously we're going to get introduced to a new character.
Obviously. This covers manga chapter 154, Spy vs. Spy, and 155, Science is Elegant.
Yeah, and actually we get introduced to more than one new character. So Stanley is going to go assassinate the enemy scientist, and he has recruited some people to come with him. Luna, and then her two
lackeys?
That's a good word for them, because they're kind of like those, goofy, not the brightest.
Well,
like,
if you look at the soundtrack
kind of
from this season, their song is called Carlos and Max, and like it's just really slapstick kind of high energy music.
Yeah. And actually, to be honest, Stanley did recruit them because they are carrying a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So they head out. And they don't go to the ship. They kind of stop actually quite far away, and they climb into a tree, and they can see, or Stanley can see, that they're building their carrier. I don't think he comments on that.
No, I think he's just observing them.
Mm-hmm. And we see Stanley's gonna snipe the enemy scientist. He sets up, I guess, a sniper.
It's like a tripod and a huge barreled gun.
Yep, and then he's got a thing that's is it a barometer that's measuring.
Yeah, he's measuring the temperature and the humidity,
yep.
And he's laying out on a blanket on the tree branch, and he's got dozens of huge jugs of water for if he needs to stay up there for long periods of time.
Yep, he's basically gonna stay up there as long as it takes. So Carlos and Max are there because they carried all the water. And Luna is there because she's going to serve as a
yardstick.
Yes, basically. She's wearing a dress that's striped, and each one is, 5
inches?
5 inches? Yeah, that makes sense. And her job is to infiltrate the Kingdom of Science and identify Dr. Taiju, and then stand next to him and point him out so that Stanley can snipe him.
Yep, gauge the distance and aim and fire.
Yep. Which honestly is kind of that's smart plan.
That's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes sense for why she's wearing, I was thinking stripes, huh? That seems like a lot of effort for the stone world. But now we know.
Yeah, how much time? They must have cooked that up pretty quick.
Yeah. I wonder what she was wearing before.
Yeah.
Please give the women pants.
Right? If I was
poor little legs.
If I was in the stone world, I'd be like, please. I want
please,
pants.
sir, can I have some pants?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and they're tromping through the woods, so her little skirt isn't doing much to help her, avoid mosquitoes and all that.
Yeah, well, hopefully Dr. Zeno was kind enough to make some kind of insect repellent.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised, because they also need to keep bugs off their crops.
True.
So.
At least Luna's got some awesome-looking boots that go up to mid-thigh.
Mm-hmm. I like her look. Yeah, so Luna goes to the ship and she pretends to be injured.
Yes, so they'll welcome her aboard. And this is when we get her catchphrase.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of the characters in Dr. Stone either have a certain catchphrase or they have a certain physical tick, things they do with their hands or positions they take. But Luna's in the anime is, "I'm Luna, a cool-headed gal. I'm Luna, a capable woman." And in the manga, it's, "I'm Luna, the smoothest operator. I'm Luna, the capable gal." So, I don't know, I like that. When she said her little mantra, I'm like, I have used that in real life. Before doing something I'm nervous for, I just go, okay, I'm a capable woman. I'm a cool-headed gal.
Yeah. I like it too. And probably, at first we're like, hey, what is the King of Science gonna do? They're immediately gonna be suspicious of her. But she's all around their age, which is why Stanley sent her. But in the craziest moment of the season so far, Senku pulls out
Riz.
Yeah, he totally becomes he's oh, I won't say what he says because you'll find him. But
he like,
he's
gets
very
all doe-eyed
charming
and
like,
chivalrous.
Yeah, and she's like immediately like starry-eyed.
Like, whoa.
And everybody else is like,
who are you?
Who is this?
No, you and I, when we first watched it, we thought, is she daydreaming? Like, did she see
seriously,
Senku and have a daydream?
That's what I thought.
But no, he actually knows he has Riz and knows how to use it.
Yeah, that was so
I didn't know Senku
wild.
goes against all the smart guy tropes because smart guys they're not self-aware like that. They don't, they usually have the magical transformation where they take off their glasses and they're hot or something, and Senku's like, no, I know how to woo women, I just don't want to.
Yep. It's so good. I was laughing so hard the first time we watched it. It's so great.
You don't expect it.
No, it's
amazing.
Mm-hmm. And of course, so Luna comes aboard and everyone's very suspicious of her. And of course, Senku's scheming. He's like, I want info from her, and that's why she's here. And of course, Luna has her own mission. She's like scoping everyone out, and it's super funny because in her head, she's like,
I like smart guys.
Yeah, so like he'll be my type.
Yes.
And so she like goes around and like it's very funny. She like immediately rejects Yo. She's like, nope. And the mangaka and Kasaki and also Meg. She's like, no, thank you. Like. No, none of these guys. And she's like, of course it's going to be really hard to get him out on the ship, on the deck, because he's a scientist, so he's working really hard. And it's going to be really hard to find him. And then, like, immediately the next moment, oh, Taiju! And then, like, somebody calls out his name. It's like, she's found him. It's like, okay, it's going to be hard to get him on the deck. And then he's like, I'm going up on the deck. And she, of course, is very shocked. And also, like, I think she's hoping that it'll be harder because she's not totally on board with Stanley's plan. And also, to be honest, would you want to be, like, standing next to a person that's going to get sniped? Like,
my word.
Yeah, like, so I think she was hoping it wouldn't be that easy. And also, she's like, oh, if he's my type, he's not going to be Mr. Strong. And
Taiju goes against everything.
Yep. So she's like, how is he the scientist?
Little does she know her intuition was spot on with Senku.
Yes, and once again, we get another hilarious moment, because Senku is going to try to go get more info, and so he, like, once again puts on the charm and is talking to her, and it's so funny because there's literally like shoujo sparkles around him, and then like there's a moment where he like walks away from her and like talking to her Ryusui, and he's still got the sparkles. And
I'm in the middle of an interrogation. Sparkle.
It's very great. And yeah, when he gets pulled away, Ryusui's like, we gotta woo her with our science and our what can no one say no to? And they're gonna utilize Bar Francois and make some ice cream.
I've been saying forever since we started this show, I can't wait till they make ice cream.
Right, we knew it was coming.
Yeah, totally.
And so Senku, like, makes vanilla extract, which I don't know, like, he does his whole, like, sciencey stuff, and I don't know how Luna wasn't observant enough to be like, it could be guy's doing everything. He was there.
Taiju was mixing it really fast. So, and given that they're speaking Japanese, she was probably just observing and being
she
like,
probably doesn't really know what's going on.
Maybe Senku's the assistant.
Yeah.
Or he could be like a scientist in training. Mm-hmm. But since Taiju was there, it kind of makes sense. Like, wherever Senku is, Taiju is.
I didn't think about the fact that they're not speaking the same language, because in the dub they are.
Well, obviously, and probably in the sub too.
Yeah, because I watched little bits and pieces of the sub, and I didn't hear anybody speaking English.
It's not as easy in the manga, because when somebody is speaking a different language in the manga, there's usually brackets before and after the sentence, no matter what language they're speaking. Mm-hmm. Or like in other manga I've read, there will be a little like asterisk, and it'll say, person is speaking Spanish, or something like that. Mm-hmm. Fun fact, when they make the ice cream in the manga, I think the artist copied some of the reaction faces from the Cotton Candy adventure, because it's like the same kind of like bliss faces.
Mm-hmm.
However, 3 characters look suspiciously like Jasper, Kokyo, and Turquoise, who we know are still back in Japan. Wah wah.
I'll give them a pass.
Yeah, they're just in the background. It could be other characters who look suspiciously like them.
Yeah. And then after they've had their ice cream, Luna is impressed, and she's talking to Senku, and she kind of says something. She's like, oh, as Dr. Zeno would say, the whole process is very elegant. And that Senku recognizes that. And he's like, is your scientist a NASA scientist? And she's like, yeah, he is. And this is when Senku realizes that he knows Dr. Zeno. He was the scientist that helped Senku build his rockets, and he's his science mentor.
Yes. And we see a little bit of, I think, the end of an email pop up on screen, and it says, Science is elegant, Dr. X. So that's why Senku didn't make the connection before. But he's like, X, Zeno, that must be him. Elegant. Who else would use that phrase?
And see, that's exactly the kind of connections that Zeno would be making as well. He doesn't know yet about Senku, but like
he will.
The thing with like the revival fluid, like mentioning that, and like like
he's gonna deduce some things.
That's why you can't give him any information. But anyway.
Yep. Okay, we have a manga extra. It's Bar Francois menu. So for drinks, original cocktail, a unique experience tailored to each valued patron, which is 400 dragos. Beer is 300 dragos. Fresh juice is 300 dragos. Tea is 200 dragos. For food, we have ice cream at 400 dragos. Cotton candy, 200 dragos. Stollen at 300 dragos. Chocolate for 300 dragos. And nuts for 200 dragos. Those coming off work shift are entitled to 1 free item.
Nice.
Yeah. And then we have a new character to introduce. This one is exciting for us. Luna Wright, who is played by Alexis Tipton, who is Memeln from Zenshu, Lucina in Fire Emblem, and Kaguya from Kaguya-sama Love is War, and Hatsume from My Hero Academia. Luna is of Latin origin and means the moon. Fun fact, Senku's dad used to tease him that the moon had a crush on him, and we brought that up to Aaron Dismuke, who plays Senku, and he got a surprised look on his face and was like, oh, you're right! I didn't think of that! That was funny to make that connection. And Wright, her last name, is of English origin and means worker or craftsman, and it also has connection to the Wright brothers, who invented the airplane. And we had the honor of meeting Alexis at a Comic-Con. She is a very splendid person, and we mentioned her being Luna and her being Kaguya and playing opposite of Aaron Dismuke, and her response was just like, why you risen me up, man?
Yeah, and if you want to hear more about that, check out our
Comic-Con episode.
Yes, our PopCon Indie bonus episode. Yeah, and then for the science portion of the episode, the YouTuber Perry Chahal kind of talked about a couple of different things. He talked about the sniper rifle. Basically, it like has a longer barrel, which you see that in the anime. And so basically the bullet travels through the barrel for longer, and it creates more of a spin for stability, and you typically heavier, faster bullets. It's very impressive because Stanley is like using all of his tools to shoot from super far away, which he has to like adjust for the curvature of the earth and the weather, and just it's crazy.
And his bullet is huge.
Yeah, and he has to like lay there for hours. It could be days. Like, yeah, and like people actually do this in real life.
Yeah.
If you want to learn more about that, just watch the movie American Sniper. I have not seen that, but I've heard it's good. Yeah, and then to make part of the process of making the vanilla extract, they make an electromagnet. They're using a copper coil and then an iron rod, and there's a current, I think, going through the copper, creating like a magnetic field, and then the iron rod is concentrating the field by magnetizing itself. And then also, like, with the electromagnet, I think they're, like, making ozone, which is O3, and normal oxygen is just O2. And basically they're increasing the energy to make the oxygen unstable and form the O3, the ozone. And they're doing this by making this high electric field. And also something interesting that you mentioned is that soft serve ice cream is actually 60% air.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's why it's all like, it's like soft and
That's some of my favorite kinds of ice cream, honestly, is different soft serves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I think he said that our normal ice cream is like 20% air. Mm-hmm. So it's like a little bit denser.
And then custard is like...
It's probably like in between.
Yeah.
No.
It could be less because it's so dense.
Okay, I'm gonna Google that. Because I was thinking
air is in custard.
Yeah. Because I was thinking it'd like be in between.
15 to 30%. Okay.
Okay, so... Oh, wait, what?
Okay.
Wait. This is AI. AI sucks.
Uh-huh.
Don't ever look at that.
15 to 30% depending on the machine.
Yeah.
Okay, you were right.
Anyway. Yeah, okay, and then one other, like, little fun fact is that Senku and Zeno's relationship, the science mentor-mentee, is likely inspired by Albert Einstein and his mentor, Max Talmy. Basically, Max Talmy was, like, mentoring Einstein as, like, a young kid. And he was, like, so impressed, like, oh, this kid, like, knows about all this stuff that adults have a hard time understanding.
E equals MC squared.
Yeah. And, I mean, that's Zeno and Senku's relationship, except hopefully Max Talmy wasn't an evil scientist. But
I'm guessing not.
Yeah, which I think is kind of like that's a really cool detail that the author added, because Senku has already been compared to Einstein.
Yeah. In
the manga and the anime. Okay, that's all we have for this episode. So, Megan, what was your favorite line?
Are you unharmed? Come now, step on board. You're safe here, said Rizzy Senku. What about you?
Mine came from Luna when she was evaluating all the men. She, like, came across Kaseki, and he's, like, you know, doing heavy labor, and doesn't have a shirt, and he's looking all muscly from behind, and she's like, now there's a man, and then he turns around, and she sees him, like, ew.
That got me. Her delivery is great.
It's so good. And then what did we learn in this episode?
Science is elegant.
It's perfect. I like that phrase.
Yeah.
I really like that that a lot of the characters have catchphrases. It's kind of like a fun detail.
Yeah.
We can talk about that more later. But anyway, who pushed story forward?
Luna, for being the counter spy.
All right, that's all we've got for this episode, and we will be back next week with another episode.
Yep, see ya.
Bye.